Well, it's Uncommon Fossil, and today I want to talk about Entei V, one of my favorite decks, and in these still relatively early days of Paradox Rift, it is having a lot of success at tournaments. It's not being played a ton, I will grant you that, but the win rate's quite high, 58%. There's really two people that are doing a lot of the play. So, when you pick a deck, play it, get to know it, you do get more success in general. And it's a deck I like, so let's take a look at how it's being built today and what it's doing. And quite frankly, the deck has not changed a lot from how it used to be. So Entei V, if you're not familiar with it, a basic V, 230 HP, so it's a good number for a basic V, right? 220 is often what they are, so getting that 10 extra at 230 is a plus. It has the fleet-footed ability, which once during a turn, if it's in the active spot, you may draw a card. That's fine. It's not what the deck's about, but it's a little plus there. But Burning Rondo attacks simple, but pretty effective. For 2 energies, fire colorless. It does 20 plus 20 more for each damage for each bench Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's, so full bench on both sides, and you're doing 220 damage. And we can buff that damage number even up to 40 more. We play, so anyway, it's 4 copies of the basic Entei V. That's what we're attacking with primarily. We play 4 copies of the Moltres, single prize Moltres, and Flare Symbol ability is why it's here. Your basic fire Pokemon's attacks, except any Moltres, do 10 damage more than the opponent's active Pokemon. So a nice little boost to the damage. It actually gives 3 more in a sense from it. If you didn't have any Pokemon, the Moltres gives 10 more by its ability, plus Entei's damage gets buffed by 20 for having it there as well. So that's quite nice. So, you kind of want to figure out what numbers you need for the game. We have a copy of Radiant Charizard, of course. It's very nice in these decks. And it's easy to set up, right? Radiant Heatran does let you do bigger damage potentially, but it's a lot more work to set up, and it often gets gusted up and knocked out before you use it. But Radiant Charizard, late game, super good. Does 250 for 5 energies. 5 energies, not great, but Excited Heart ability, its attacks cost 1 colorless less for each prize card your opponent's taken. Once they've taken 4 prize cards, 250 for 1 on a single prize Pokemon. Very nice indeed. And then we do play a copy of Delphox V. Some lists play it, some don't. It's kind of 50-50 depending what you want to do. But it's here for Magical Fire for 3 energy, does 120. You put 2 energies attached to this Pokemon in the Lost Zone, which isn't good. But then what that does for you, this attack also does 120 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So it's our one Pokemon we can hit the bench with, and it's a nice threat. And, often, Delphox V to win the game, if you can take 2 prizes that way, active in bench, or finish off something on the bench that's multi-prize with the retreated there, it's a nice option there. And do play one Squawkabilly EX for its Squawk and Seize ability. On your first turn, you can discard your hand and draw 6 cards. So that's very, very nice there. Later on, we might try to get rid of it. I can attack with it as well, but that's not usually what I want to do. Energy count, pretty simple. 12 energy, 8 basic fire energy, because we need fire and all the attack costs, and then 4 jet energy to do some switching, because we can attack, so it to the bench, and then we need to swing to the active if we do that. So 4 jet energy, right, counts as a colorless. When you attach it from hand to a Pokemon on the bench, it swings into the active. So switching is good there. All right, so the trainers, a nice little mix of trainers, all kind of logical. The deck doesn't have much of an engine, so that's what's tricky, getting the pieces. That's probably where, you kind of have to see what you have and come up with the best plan of action with what's in hand, which it's okay. Look, it's a legitimate strategy. I know with Pokemon, you do have, unlike some other games, card games, you have a lot of searching ability, so you're trying to get the right cards. But, look, just take what your hand is, figure out the best strategy with it. Isn't bad, though, and you can win that way for sure. So 2 Professor's Research, really good there for setting up. 2 Boss's Order, really good for winning the game. 3 Pokégear. So this is kind of a big part of the engine, since it doesn't really have an engine. Pokégear, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, reveal a supporter card, put it in your hand. So a way to get a supporter that you want to play. Would love to play 4 copies, but only have space the way I built it for 3. If I cut Delphox, then I put a 4th copy in. That would be one way to get it. 2 Escape Rope. I could have cut Escape Rope for an another Pokégear, but switching with this deck is important. And it forces your opponent to switch too, and sometimes you like having that feature, forcing your opponent to switch as well. For Ultra Ball, searching, discarding some energies, which we need to do, and also searching for Pokemon. And for Nest Ball, which gets the basic onto the bench, and we're all basics, so that's really great for us. 2 Switch Carts, only works on basics, but again, that's okay. All we play are basics, and then you heal when your active Pokemon goes to the bench, it heals 30 off it. That's nice. Thorton, this is partly here for Squawkabilly, or you can also use it to get a Delphox back late in game, or maybe get a Charizard back. What Thorton does, don't play it in a lot of decks, and getting the Thorton at the right time is tricky. And certainly it's not guaranteed. But what you do, Thornton, you choose a basic Pokemon from your discard pile and switch it with one of your basic Pokemon in play. And of course, they're all basics here, so that's not a problem. Any attached cards, damage counters, special conditions, turns in play, and other effects remain on the new Pokemon. So energies stay attached, so that's very useful. Obviously, if you have an Entei that has a bunch of damage on it, don't swap it into your Radiant Charizard that might get immediately knocked out. But partly it's here to get rid of Squawkabilly. You can get back your Radiant Charizard. You can get your Delphox V when you need it with Thornton. So like it here. Some builds even play 2 copies. I can see doing that. Again, it's a deck space issue. 2 Ionos. Some decks play 4 research and no Iono. I think Iono is a nice option as well. Both sometimes you don't want to discard your hand, and sometimes when your opponent's taking a lot of prizes, you want to get them to a small hand size. 1 Hisuian Heavy Ball, right? Look at your prize cards, put a basic Pokemon you find there into your hand, and put this back in your prize cards and shuffle, so very useful for this deck. Echoing Horn, rapid strike item, very useful to increase our damage and even give us a target that we might want to get hit with Delphox V or gust up to the active, or just get one on the bench to do more damage. You put a basic Pokemon from your opponent's discard pile onto their bench. 1 Pal Pad, put up to 2 supporters from the discard pile into your deck. 2 Bravery Charm, just make those Entei Vs even tankier, adds 50 HP to a basic Pokemon. 1 Forest Seal Stone, right? We don't have any V-Stars, so Star Alchemy lets us attach that to your Entei V and search, or a Delphox V for that matter, and search your deck for any 1 card. 4 Magma Basin, a really fun card and really part of what makes this deck desirable. You can attach a fire energy to one of your benched fire Pokemon once per turn. You put 2 damage counters on it when you do that, so you take your tank Enteis at 230 and reduce it down to 210. So if you can just attach my hand, excuse the yawn, and not use Magma Basin, that's an advantage. But hey, energy acceleration is good. 4 Trekking Shoes, just trying to get through the deck quicker, just making that deck, shrinking it from 60 cards to 56 cards, even a little less, depending on whether with Trekking Shoes, you look at the top card in deck, you can put it into hand or discard it and then draw the next card. So you might discard some energy along the way with Magma Basin, see 2 cards with it. It's a nice card to help get through the deck. Decks without engines, Trekking Shoes, Pokégear 3.0, really good options there. And 1 copy of Raihan. I love Raihan, wouldn't mind a second copy, but, deck space, this is kind of where it's at. Plus, you're attacking with multi-prizers, so you can't Raihan much anyway, right? You play this card only if one of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn, and then you attach a basic energy from the discard pile to one of your Pokemon in play and search your deck for any 1 card and put it into hand, and then you shuffle. So very nice for getting an energy back and searching for any 1 card. So that's the list, fairly similar to how Entei decks have been in the past, but this is doing quite well. So let's take a look at it on the ladder and see what we can do with the deck. All right, hopefully get a nice game to show the deck off. Things that are they're very lopsided, these games, I gotta say. Or my opponents are conceding mid-game, either I rolling them, they're rolling me. The deck's working well, winning more than it's losing for sure. And I'm liking the deck. I'm frustrated with trying to make a video, so my apologies. I'm gonna try to shut up about that. Okay, that's not terrible. Jet Energy, Ultra Ball, Nest Ball. Going second. Don't love it. Echoing Horn's not bad too, with the Delphox potential play. The problem is I don't have the pieces to take a knockout, and I kind of need to get a knockout turn 1 now in this matchup. That's what I'd say. I need to take a prize. Hopefully maybe they have a really bad first turn. If they don't get anything else into play, then maybe I have a chance. They still may have the pieces for a good turn next turn. Give me something. Hang on, let me inspect the board. That's right. I could squawk and seize too, right? Assuming it's in the deck. I'm gonna say no. Oh wait, I meant to say no. Didn't you hear me? I said I'm gonna say no. Well, okay, so I'm gonna lose Echoing Horn for the game. That's okay. Need to get down an Entei. I will. I'll Bravery Charm you. Actually, I'm going to Bravery Charm the Squawkabilly, because now the Squawkabilly doesn't get one shot by Charizard. So, actually, I'm going to research here. That gets me 7 cards. Okay, well, this is good. I think. Whoop. I don't know if it's good or not, actually. Okay, let me grab a Moltres. All right, I want Delphox. Delphox is a nice threat, too. Definitely want this in play. I need this. Problem is, the switching is now awkward, but I've got to. I need to get a switching card this turn. Jet Energy is exactly what I needed, so that's a big plus there. Okay, that was the ideal card. So attach, do that. Play the Jet Energy. So I have knockouts. So they're not attacking with Charizard. So this is really good, right? The nice thing with a deck like this, I can attack. All right, let me get down. Let me get down another Entei so I can start setting him up, right? And let me now I'll draw my card. Do I want to attach my tool? I'm going to wait on the tool. Take the knockout. So they're not attacking with Charizard next turn. And so that's, so now we'll see. This could be another game that I'm going to win, but my opponent might end up conceding. We'll see what they have. They didn't have a good turn 1. They may have pieces for turn 2, though. Don't know. Or this could be the quick concede, too, which, because I've kind of derailed their game plan. But it is what Entei does, right? It's one of every deck has its different pluses and minuses. Entei, easy to set up. Turn 2, decent chance of attacking. I don't know, like if this or Miraidon, what deck has the best odds of attacking turn 1? This is one of them that obviously is good at it. Okay, so Pidgeot EX, Rare Candy. So that's good for them. Right now I don't have any energy. All right, Iono's okay, though, because I didn't have a good hand at the moment. All right, Iono Switch Cart Energy. I like this. May attach to. Obviously, a boss would be nice. We'll see what they do. I assume that if they get down another Charmander, that I don't want to try to get boss. Because I can't attack with Delphox. So let's see. Do they play down another Charmander? Obviously, if they. Okay, they're playing Mew. Okay, that makes sense. Send up the Mew. Put a single prize card in the active spot. Isn't bad. But if they don't get another Charizard up, or Charmander, okay, Lost City. That's awkward. I think I got rid of a stadium, right? No, I did not. Okay. So that's good. So Rope. I have Switch Cart, though. So that's okay too. So they may, okay, they didn't toss down the rope. All right, so if I get a boss here, it's kind of boss gives me game now, right? I like that option. Yes, I want you. So let me think. What's the best route here? I'll make this play first. Raihan, that's unfortunate. So I will now draw my card. Okay, Pal Pad. That's not what I want. I will. Do I want to Entei? So they're going to knock out my Entei. I can Raihan. I'm going to attach to Delphox. I can, it gives me the option of attacking with either. Let me think. I don't need to switch. Switch cart doesn't help me either here. So let me just attack. In terms of next turn, right? So my hand's okay. I could have Iono'd. Didn't feel that that was really to my advantage. You know, Radiant Charizard doing 250 for 1 energy at some point's good. The Delphox, though, is the threat. So they can. So all they need now is the Charizard EX or the Rare Candy in hand. They get 1 piece with Pidgeot, but they need the other piece, or they need a supporter to try and get some more cards. The odds are they're going to hit me and knock me out, right? They're doing 180, 210, 240 now, I believe, right? If they don't disrupt me, okay. So they must have Rare Candy Charizard EX in hand, I assume. If things stay like this, I might want to. And okay, and they had nothing. So, all right. You know what? I hate closing a video with that. I hate making a video that's the gameplay. But I've put several hours of gameplay in, and unfortunately, I just and I got other things going on. Unfortunately, I just can't grind the time to get a better game. And I've been like, I've sat there like last night till much later than I want to stay up saying, okay, next game we'll get it. So, but here's the thing. Entei, it's a good deck. It's got a very good win rate. When I built this deck yesterday, it had the highest win rate of any deck in the top 50 at 58%. It's played mostly by 2 people, okay? So that familiarity by those people does, as you get used to a deck, you get better. But with the Entei, look, you can attack turn 1 meaningfully. That's a big plus. And you do have the bench for and Delphox. I like that. All the decks don't play it, but I do like that. You know, Radiant Charizard is very good. So a pretty simple deck. Not a new deck. Not really new cards. I'm trying to look. I don't think there's any new cards in this deck. But still a good deck. Don't get these decks from before. They're good plays. Don't be afraid of trying them. Try the new stuff too, but go back to the old decks. And if you like a card like Entei, Magma Basin, you know, don't forget it. Go back to it from time to time. And, you know, I encourage you to give the deck a try and hopefully have some fun with it. Take care.